And a pleasant good evening, and welcome to Missouri Valley College. I mean, a pleasant good evening. 62 beautiful degrees, very little wind, and we have the Heart of America Conference semifinal matchup between 5th-ranked Missouri Valley and number 11 Mid-America Nazarene. We'll talk about these two teams quite a bit as we go along tonight. The Vikings in the latest poll today, ranked number 5, 15-2-1. Mid-America Nazarene 14-4-1. When these two teams met in the regular season, the Vikings won at 2-1. They had a 2-0 lead, and the Pioneers scored late to make it 2-1. And the way they got here, the Vikings defeated Culver last Friday night 1-0 on a goal by Luke Russell, the junior defenseman out of Northern Ireland. And with that goal, Luke was named the conference defensive player of the week. That was a big goal. The Vikings had several chances to score in that match, but got the lone goal, and a good job in goal for the Vikings as they come away with the victory by the score of 1-0. For Mid-America, how about excitement in their first round Heart of America Conference contest, as they literally scored with 1 second remaining. And the goal was from Tanner Humanities, and he scored that with just a couple of seconds remaining. And we'll hear from Coach Kevin Wardlow as we go along early in this match and talking about that. All right, we're about ready to go. In goal for the Vikings, as usual, is Christos Contamaris out of Athens, Greece. And in goal for the Pioneers, Juan Pablo Riesco. So we're underway. The Pioneers in the white jerseys with the dark blue shorts, trimmed in red. Of course, their colors red, white, and blue. And the Vikings in the orange tops with the white trunks. 2-1 was the final the last time these two met back in late September the 26th is when that match was played. Here are the starting lineups as you watch the early minutes of this. The Vikings almost had a quick shot on goal. Little trip. Some of the Viking fans wanted a call there, didn't get it. And Riesco sends it about to midfield. Riesco's in goal. He's from Chile. Zephyrin is Fransley Zephyrin, Johannes Kaisers, Cameron Wallace, Eduardo Heringer, Lucas Machado, Luis Cadena, Matias Cabella, Bryce McClanahan, Alvaro Beltran, and Jonathan Taylor, their starting lineup there. For the Vikings, they'll go with Luke Russell, mentioned him, Tiago Ferreira, Jose Montesino, Raul Bonet, who was named the Offensive Player of the Year in the conference, the Vikings' leading goal scorer. Juan Carlos Harris right behind him in goals. Mark Heeman, Luis Nervaz, Antonio Gispert, Slaven Basquelo, and Mark Kemble. That's the Viking starting 10. Vladimir Simic, head coach of the Vikings, and Kevin Wardlow is the head coach for the Pioneers. Winner heads to the final on Friday night, and if Grandview could knock off Baker, the winner of this game would host. Grandview was the number 5 seed. Here's a pass across as the Pioneers try to send one to the middle. Sending that pass was Cameron Wallace. Vikings control, bringing it up the left side for Tiago Ferreira. Now Benet, Raul with the pass. Yeah, the goal by Hunyak, literally a couple of seconds left. And you'll hear from Coach Wardlow. He said he was sitting on the bench getting ready for his overtime talk when it went in. There's a shot that's wide to the right. Well, while you watch, we will let you in on what the coaches had to say about tonight's match. Well, we get ready for this semifinal game of the conference tournament. Vladi Simic joins us. And Vladi, the last time you played Mid-America 2-1. Tell us a little bit about that match, what you remember of it.
It was a good game. I mean, we controlled the game for most of 90 minutes. We played well and conceded a late goal, but it was a good game overall.
Now, they won their match the other night, literally in the last second.
I mean, this is HAAC, like I said, or HAAC, sorry. Every game is a tough game, so you play to the 90th minute, to the last second. And fortunately for them, they won it in the last second, so sometimes that's how it goes.
What concerns you about them, and when you scout them, what can you tell me about their team?
I mean, if you look rankings, and rankings sometimes doesn't mean much, but Mid-America is one of the best club in how they play and how they roll the ball and how they possess the ball. So playing against Mid-America is always, for fans, beautiful to watch. For us coaches, you know, it's a lot of technical stuff, but it's been always a great game.
I'll tell you what, last Friday night, your team had a lot of chances to score, and I looked at you a couple times on the bench. You were thinking, what's going on? You did win 1-0, but you wanted more than that and had more chances.
That's a soccer as well. I mean, sometimes you don't score and you create so many chances, but hopefully the luck will come in other games when we need it the most.
Well, you talk about 4 good teams that are left in this conference. There are 4 left, right?
4 left. I believe 3 will go for sure to the national tournament, Baker, Mid-America, and us, because of the high rankings and the results over the season. But hopefully we'll represent Heart of America Conference well this year.
Well, let's go get this one tonight and play for that conference title Friday, Vlad.
All right, thank you.
Kevin Wardlow joins us now. And, Coach, before we talk about tonight's match, you have to take me back to that first-round game. Literally won it with a second to go.
Yeah, it was exciting. I was actually sitting on the bench getting ready to have my overtime talk and figuring out who I was going to put in, and I see Alvaro lump it forward, and I see Tanner start chasing it, and you can tell the guys are excited, and I don't even get up. I just kind of watch him, and sure enough, man, he works his tail off and gets in there and slips it away. So
interesting, because in soccer, the announcer's counting down the seconds,
right?
And he was at 2, I think, when he headed it in, right?
Yeah, it was real close. You know, it happens so fast, you don't know. We've had it before where it was actually at 0, and the ref gave us the goal in McPherson, but this one, it was pretty clear on video. It was about a second left, ball across the line. So I'm glad there was no controversy on it. That's a tough play.
Yeah.
So.
All right, you're ranked 11th. Valley's ranked 5th. And it was a 2-1 match the last time. So, boy, anything can happen in a match like this.
Oh, yeah. This conference is the best conference in the country. And there's a number of 4 or 5 teams at this time of the year that can do anything. And so this will be a great match. We always enjoy playing each other. We play similar styles. It's pretty pleasing to watch, and the guys have fun. I think there's a mutual respect between all these guys, and there's a lot of international flavor on the field. So it's a fun game. It's a game I really enjoy, and I respect Vlad a lot. He's done such a good job here.
What are going to be the keys then for you to come away with here to win tonight?
I think in the last game we had 2 mistakes that his team capitalized on, and that's what they're good at. They're gonna jump on you if you make a mistake. So one of the biggest things is we just can't make it that easy. They're good enough. We don't need to make it easy, and that's kind of what we did, and that hurt us, and we couldn't come back from that. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just to focus on what we do and making it. If they're going to do it, they're going to have to earn it.
All right, Kevin, good luck tonight.
Appreciate it.
All right, so there you have heard from both of the coaches as you watch early on in this match, where it's 38 minutes to go in the first half. I mentioned that Contreras in goal. It is actually Albert Balcells in goal for the Vikings tonight, young man out of Spain. He is a freshman, wears number 1. Well, he is in goal tonight. Contreras started 13 games. Balcells has started 5, and he is getting the start this evening in his 5th game. Mid-America with the possession in Viking territory. We're just underway, no score. Conference players, look at some of the team statistics. Missouri Valley, 50 goals, had given up 20 this year. And Mid-America Nazarene, 52 goals, given up just 21. So comparable, both goals and goals given. The leading goal scorer for Valley is Raul Bonet, has 13, but Juan Carlos Heron just right behind him with 12. And he scored both of the goals in the September win over Mid-America Nazarene. He had both of those. But he has 12. They're the leading goal scorers. Next in line for Valley is Tiago Ferrero. He has 7. For the Pioneers, the leading goal scorer is HAAC. He has 9, including that huge last-second goal Friday night. Machado has 8. Wallace has 7. And Morales has 6. So they are the leading goal scorers. Riesco has started 13 games, make this his 14th of the season, and this is a 4th start for Basels. Both teams with quite a few all-conference players. Here come the Vikings. Nice pass off to the left. Good defense, however, by the Pioneers. Ferraro got that pass from Benet and was open for a moment, but the defense quickly covered that up. Baker plays Grandview. That game gets started at 7:30 tonight. So obviously this one will be over, but I'm sure Eric Montgomery will keep us updated on that, or Chad Jenkins will keep us updated on that. Here's a pass to the middle, knocked away. Chad Jenkins tells me that it was 1 second remaining when the goal went in by HAAC on Friday, so that close to being an overtime. No score, Vikings possession. You just can't ask for a nicer evening. Rain is scheduled to be in here tomorrow, but or late tonight, early in the morning, but for tonight, it is a gorgeous evening. Decent crowd following the Vikings off to my right. A few fans for the Pioneers to my down below to my left. Glad to have you with us on our live stream webcast tonight. As the semifinals underway, Johannes Kaisers to midfield. Here come the Pioneers on the attack, taken away, knocked away by the Vikings. Stepping in was Mark Eamon. We've already played 10 minutes. No score. And the winner plays Friday night. Now, if Baker wins tonight, no matter who wins this match, it'll be at Baker in Baldwin City. But if Grandview wins, then the winner of this one gets to host that Friday night conference championship. And we'll find out either Sunday or early next week who is in the national tournament. And nothing official, obviously, but you would think with the strength of the Heart of America Conference that these two teams plus Baker would get a berth to the national tournament, but you never know. In control at midfield, Cabello. Now he sends it in, and Balcells has to come out near the top of the 18-yard box to get that one. Battle for possession in midfield. These teams are quick. They mirror each other. Good teams. Fast-paced game. Here's a centering pass. Headed away, and the Vikings will clear that one. Albanese tries to come up with that one, but it's taken by the Pioneers and Jonathan Taylor. Riesco again in goal. Here come the Vikings up the right side. Still in possession. Shot is blocked with the left foot. That one will go out toward the Malcolm Center for Student Life on campus. Last week or so, been a lot of action between the Pioneers and the Vikings. Of course, last week, the Viking women traveled to Olathe and lost 1-0 in the first round of the women's conference tournament. Last Saturday, the volleyball team then lost in 3 to Mid-America. And then on Saturday, the Vikings and the Pioneers will wrap up the football season. I had a chance to talk to Coach Wilmer today, head coach of the Pioneers. And here's a pass to the left. Heeman has it. Looking for another centering pass, and there's the goal. A beautiful pass from Heeman. And the Vikings get on the board first. And it was Juan Carlos Harris. And for Juan Carlos, his 13th goal of the year, and that ties Raul Benet. Boy, that was a beautiful pass from Heeman on the left side. And he was open in front. So Harris gets the goal, and it's 1-0 Valley. We're about 13 and a half minutes into this one. Beltran. These are for Kaisers. Gives it to Wallace. Battle for possession right in front of Vlade Simic. And this one is sent all the way down into the Pioneer end. One 0. Vikings lead on the goal by Juan Carlos Harris. Vikings try to go on the attack again. Heeman got the assist the last time. He sends this one into Ferrero, and he keeps it alive, sends it out in front, but Benet unable to come back and get that one. The Vikings looking pretty good here early on. Mark Campbell, one of the defensemen. The Vikings will take on the Pioneers in football on Saturday. And when's the last time that game didn't have postseason implications? And neither team will be in the postseason this year. The Vikings are 6-4 going in. The Pioneers 5-5. Both teams have suffered injuries and had some really close losses. But the Baker Wildcats won the South Division. And they'll wrap up their season in Springfield against Evangel. So they'll be in the playoffs. Probably the only team from the South. Well, they will be the only team from the South in the playoffs. Grandview will be in, I'm sure. Probably Benedictine, and maybe even William Penn. We'll see. All right, coming in for the Vikings is Alcaraz. Wow, Rafael Alcaraz. And that is Juan Carlos Harris, who has to leave. Trainers working with him. So Alcaraz into him, and Harris, of course, had the goal. We're in the first half. Send this one all the way back to Balcells. .29.5 minutes to go in the first half, with Valley leading 1-0. Balcells sends it into the Pioneer end, where it's headed right back. All conference players. First team for Mid-America Nazarene, Eduardo Herringer, Lucas Machado, and Alvaro Beltran all made first team. Bryce McClanahan Eddie Morales and Stefan Philippe were second team all-conference players. And for the Vikings first team, of course, Raul Benet, we've talked about him. He's the offensive player of the year in the conference. Juan Carlos Harris also made first team. And then 4 second teamers: Luke Russell, Tiago Ferreira, Carlos Munar, and the goalkeeper, Christos Contamaris, who's not in goal tonight. It is Albert Balcells. 28 minutes to go in this first half, with Valley leading 1-0. Pioneers trying to get something going. They have possession, try to send it to their, but it's knocked away by Heeman. And now here's Ferraro trying to, on a 1-on-2 up the right side. He'll control it on the far side of the field. Eduardo Herringer had control, give it off to Kaisers. Still in the Pioneer end of the field. Vikings now trying to mount an attack as they send it to their right side. Valley leading on the assist by Heeman. The goal by Harris. Make it 1-0. Vikings trying to put the pressure on. Good defense by the Pioneers. 26 minutes to go, first half. Luke Russell went to kick that away. He may have kicked or elbowed one of the, unintentionally elbowed Cadena, rubbing the back of his head. Cabello will send it in for the Pioneers. Pioneers with possession. They'll send one in. It's headed away. Pioneers keep it in. Now the Vikings will send that one deep into the Pioneer end. .25 minutes to go in this first half. Vikings have that one goal. And the last time they played in late September, it was 2-1. Good footwork by the Pioneers. They try to get it into the corner. They do. Left side, keep it in play. Good job. Keeping the pressure on here. Now they'll send one in with the left foot. It's headed, but knocked away. Still loose. Attempt to header it again. And now it's still loose. And here's a shot that just goes high and over the top. Balcells was there. When that shot was taken, just went just over the top. And that shot was taken by Cabello. That was the best opportunity the Pioneers have had tonight to score. Well, the Vikings haven't had many, but they did take advantage of one real good chance and did get a goal. More and more of the students showing up now on this Tuesday night to enjoy this semifinal action. There's a long pass up to Heeman. He tries to keep it in and does, at least momentarily. Heeman may have lost a shoe as he sits down on the turf. Yeah, he lost a shoe. All right, he shoes back on. He has it tied, and he'll throw it in. Headed away by the Pioneers. Battle for possession. The Vikings trying to keep it in, and that is Montesino. Jose, where's number 8? Throw in coming for the Vikings. "22.5 minutes to go in the first half. There's a throw in. Pioneers trying to mount an attack here. Good footwork by Bonet. They'll send it up. Let's see if Ferrero's onside. He is one-on-one. And good defense by Kaisers. It was one-on-one. And Kaiser's able to knock it away from Fierro. Corner kick coming up, though, for the Vikings. And it will be Tiago with the corner kick. Sends it in with the right foot. It's headed wide right. That was Campbell, I believe, with the header, but it was wide right. So the Vikings will again go the other side for the corner kick. Coming with the left foot. They'll send it in. It's grabbed. Good job by Riesco. He would have nothing of it. He went up in that crowd and took charge. 20 minutes to go in the first half. And the Vikings have the lone goal this semifinal match. Vikings send it all the way back to their left side for Alcaraz. Now Heeman tries to make a move back to Alcaraz. Pass intended for Heeman was knocked out by Wallace. Heeman with the throw in. To Alcaraz, knocked that back out again. Again, the winner will play for the conference postseason tournament championship Friday night. And it all depends on what the Baker Wildcats do. If Baker wins, it's in Baldwin City. If Baker loses, the winner of this game would host Friday evening. And I believe the first round of the national tournament is, I understand, I think it may be the 21st, next Saturday. All right. Vikes will have a throw in from the corner. Headed away, and it goes right in front of the goal and picked up by Riesco. Vikings ready to sub, and looks like that may be Carlos Munar, ready to come in. Where's number 21 on that orange jersey? Pioneers with control near midfield. Knocked away. Good play by Fierro. Tries to bring it up the left side, and it's knocked away from him. 18 minutes to go, first half, 1-0, Valley. And as I mentioned, the goals and goals against pretty close. Pioneers have scored 52, given up 21. The Vikings have scored 50, given up 20. And the Vikings have the one goal tonight. Vikings try to get by the defense, and at the last moment getting back was Riesco. He came out and he was going to try to grab that one. It got away from him as Alcaraz, just a little bounce, just bounced over the top of Riesco and one of the defenders, and Riesco had to scramble back and just slap at that one and knock it out. Then he crashes into the back of the net. That's a heck of a save. So corner kick coming for Valley. They'll send it in. It's headed away. Pioneers don't want to go down 2-0. That's what they did in the first match. Well, that was a quick play by Riesco to recover. That ball was headed in very slowly, and they gave him a chance to get back and knock it away, as you saw. So the Pioneers will have possession here. 1-0 is our score. Pioneers bring in several players. Prolt comes in. He wears number 16. And several others we'll talk about as we go along here. But 1-0, we're in the first half of play from Volney Ashford Stadium, playing on Greg Mitchell Field. Is Prolt. And he gives it off to Clark Campbell. Clark is from Olathe. He just checked in, and he is dumped rather unceremoniously in the corner by Jose Montesino. He is a local product. As Kevin Wardlow going to his bench. Bonet sends this one toward midfield. Giving chase is Alcaraz. They'll send this one all the way back to Riesco. 16 minutes to go. First half, 1-0. This one is sent into the Pioneer end by Montesino. Vikings hanging on to that 1-0 lead. They give it off to Benet. Raul sends it to the right side. Now to Ferrero. Ferrero has a couple of defenders to beat. Thinks it back to the middle, and pass goes sailing by Bascalo. But the Vikings are going to maintain possession. Heeman with a nice move to get by his man. Sends it in, it's headed away. He sent that in with the left foot, and Kaiser just got a head on it and sent it out. Now, Mzolo will come in for the Vikings. This is my Mzolo. As Vlade Simic goes to his bench. 14 and a half minutes to go in this first half of play. They send this one in, headed away. Vikings try to keep it in the Pioneer zone. When it goes out, it'll be Viking possession. On the far side. Here's the throw in. And Jonathan Taylor watches that one go out of the field of play, so he gives it off to Riesco. Riesco with the right foot. Sends it into Viking territory. This one out to Prolt. Keeps it through a double team. Good footwork. Gets it back in the corner. Heeman stays with him, and now Heeman will knock it out. 13 minutes to go in the half. Good, clean first half. Try to get it to Benet. Raul with a spin move. Can't come up with it. Knocked away from him. Mzolo hustles after it, keeps it alive. Mzolo tries to bring it up the right side. There's a collision. And Mzolo and one of the Pioneers with a collision, and the Pioneer player is still down. They were both going after that ball. And that is Taylor, Jonathan Taylor of Ogden, Kansas, who's down. He's slowly getting back to his feet. George Limbert ready to come in for the Vikings. Limbert wears number 20. Here's the throw in for Valley. Try to get it to Benet. Benet has a defender to beat. Benet comes up with it, sends it over the middle. Ooh. Vikings had a shot at it. Here's a goal from the left side, and that is Heeman. Off the rebound, it came to Heeman, and he fired with the left foot and sent it in. High left corner, but I don't believe it's going to count. It is not. Offside. Well, it was a pretty goal nonetheless. Benet got it back to the middle, and it was with the left foot, and Heeman sent it high into the upper left, but waved off, and no one knew it sooner than Juan Pablo Riesco. So it's 1-0. Now MidAm players down, a Mid-America player down. And that'll stop the clock with 12:07 to go. One 0. The Vikings thought they had the goal, but it was offside. Watch the there's Benet with it, sends it back to the middle, and boy, Heeman was right there, top of the 18-yard box, and he let it fly. But it was offside. Bascalo was in the middle, and he couldn't come up with it, but went right to Heeman. but no goal. And that is Clark Campbell. I mentioned Clark just came in a little while ago, young man out of Olathe. And he is coming right back out. A little help from the trainer. 12:07 to go, first half, 1-0 Valley. We will, of course, take a break at the half and have that second exciting 45 minutes for you tonight. This one, in all likelihood, well, it will be over before the Baker match is over. We should have an update or two, though, from Baker before this one's over. I guess they called it off out of bounds. They didn't call it offside. They called Benet being out of bounds. Said he was on the white line, or he was on the white. So that was the call. It wasn't offside. It was they called Benet out of bounds. So that's why the goal was not allowed. But nonetheless, it was a pretty shot. It didn't go, and Valley still has a 1-0 lead. "11 minutes to go in this first half. Vikings up 1-0. Here's Riesco, headed away by Bonet. Off to the Defensive Player of the Week, Luke Russell. Vikings with possession in the Pioneer end. We go back. Work it to Heeman from Campbell. Good play by Heeman to get through a couple of defenders. Vikings try to keep control right in front of the Pioneer bench. Now it's taken away. Good job by Beltran. So the Pioneers with possession. 9:50 to go in the first half. Glad you can be with us wherever you're viewing the live stream tonight. Enjoying this NAIA college soccer. Ball stays in play in front of the Viking bench. Now sent into the Pioneer end. Benet gives chase. Pioneers will have control. Now back to Russell. Russell will send it in to Ball Cells. Pioneers in their end. Back to Taylor. And they'll work their left side. Vikings take it away. Good block. This one will go out. It'll be Viking possession, I think. It will be. 8:26 and counting, first half. Winner plays for the postseason conference tournament championship on Friday night. Either here in Olathe or in Baldwin City. Benet, nice footwork, spins around a defender. Now loses control. Campbell tries to get it. Now Benet with it. Off to Limbert. Down in front of us, Bonet. Alcaraz cannot handle the pass. There's Clark Campbell. Sends it up his right side. Vikings are back and it goes out. 7:25 to go in the half. Vikings send it is it on? It looks like that is onside, and good defense. Emzolo was one-on-one. Vikings going to keep this one in with the left foot, Heeman. And with 6:20 to go, Vikings will have it from about, they'll send this one in. Ooh. Trying to get by the defense was Limbert, and he couldn't get there. 1-0 first half. Valley with a goal relatively early. And that has been it. Juan Carlos Harris with the goal. Under 6 minutes first half. And we'll send this one to midfield. Ball goes out. Possession to the Vikings. Limbert, left side, trying to get around one of the defenders. Back to Limbert. Sent to midfield. Vikings on the attack here with under 5 minutes to go in the half, leading by a goal. Emzolo tries to get around defender. He does. Looks to center it. And it's knocked away. By the Pioneers. Battle for possession on the far side. Pioneers keep it in. That far corner, now send it back to the middle. Trying to get it to the right. Ooh. Still loose. Pioneers still working with it. And whistle stops play. Good job by Clark Campbell keeping it alive for a while for the Pioneers. Now Balcells will throw it in. And we're under 4 minutes in the first half. Pioneers looking for that tying goal. Vikings would like one more late in this half. Pioneer possession, clock moving, or clock stop, 3:35. This one's headed away. Pioneers Send it toward the goal, but Balcells is there. Over to Heyman. Vikings passing it back and forth in their own end. Campbell for the Pioneers, looking for a pass between two defenders. Keeps it in the Viking end. Mazzolo, he is fast. This one goes out about midfield. And it'll be a throw in for Valley. They work the left side. Gives it to Limbert. I think it went out. It did. 2:15 in the first half. Tanner Onyek had that game winner in the first round. Number 18 had possession for a moment. And off to Bryce McClanahan. Here's the throw in by the Pioneers. I guess he said possession was the Vikings. 1:33 and counting as Limbert ties his shoe. Heyman will throw it in. He thought he had a goal earlier, but was ruled that Bonet had stepped out, was out. The ball was out before he passed it back to him. At least that was the later indication. Minute to go, first half. 1-0 Vikings. Campbell fights to keep it alive for the Pioneers.
1 minute remaining.
Now it's off to McClanahan. McClanahan gives it to Beltran. So all the way back to the left side. Now McClanahan to Campbell. Or rather, excuse me, that is Kaiser's. Kaiser's threw a couple of Vikings trying to keep it in the Viking end with 30 seconds to go in the half. Now they'll send this one down. Giving chase is Alcaraz, but a couple of defenders there, including Taylor. Taylor just watches the ball roll back to Juan Pablo Riesco. And 17 seconds to go in the half. Again, this Pioneer team not unfamiliar with scoring late, so better hang around to the last second is off the clock. And I think that's going to do it. So that'll do it for the first half. The goal by Juan Carlos Harris. And that has been it. 1-0 Vikings with a 1-goal lead as we head to break, and we'll step aside as well. We'll be back with that second half in about 15 minutes. Should be a good one. Welcome back. We're ready for the second half. I did talk to the referee at halftime and found out what the call was on that goal that was not a goal by Mark Heeman, and he said the ball was out. He said when Bonet had possession to the right of the goal, the ball was out. So that was the call. And so it's 1-0. And we're underway in the second half. Again, the Baker Grandview game in Baldwin City getting started about 7:30. Here's a throw-in from Zephyrin. Right at midfield. And it's knocked away by Nervas. Zephyrin will throw it in again right in front of his own bench. Gives it to Taylor, and then on the other side to Kaisers. Just underway, second half. Vikings up by a goal. Eduardo Herringer. Goes out. It'll be possession for the Pioneers. Starting to cool off a little now, but down, but they're still very pleasant. 55 degrees. Can't complain about that. On the 10th day of November. Here come the Vikings. 2-on-1. If Ferraro can come up with it, he can. Out front and coming up to grab it. Riesco. Good play. Riesco said, 2-on-1. I'm coming out and we're going to take charge, and he did. Good play. As he was able to come out of goal and grab that one. Long way to go in this one, but you kind of get the feeling if you're the Pioneers, you certainly don't want to be down 2 goals.
And that 75% can become nothing. That could drive it to 0.
Battle for possession, their midfield. Pioneers have it, and they'll send it over to the left side for Zephyrin. Good footwork there. Gets by a defender. And the Vikings' possessions, that one went out. And Zolo, he's quick. .41-20 remaining. Neither. I would have a little drop kick between 2 players. I guess they didn't decide whose possession, so they sit here like a face-off in hockey. This one's headed. Well, good header, but it goes right back to ball cells. Good pass up to Nervez. He'll set it, send it to the middle. They determined, and we thank Chad Jenkins, he says it determined that the ball never went out. So they had stopped play, so they just go back and actually have almost like a face-off. Just under 40 minutes left, or just, 39-45. And the Vikings lead 1-0. Women's basketball being played tonight at the Burns Center as the women hosting Missouri Baptist. The women knocked off Hannibal LaGrange on Saturday evening to start their season. The men also won at Hannibal LaGrange. Men's next game is Friday night against Lindenwood Belleville at the Burns Center. And then we start conference play next Wednesday night, believe it or not. And William Penn will be here for a doubleheader, one of the new teams in the conference. As for soccer, well, we just don't know yet. We'll just wait and see what happens. And if Baker wins tonight, the winner of this one will be in Baldwin City. Ferrero going after the loose ball.
Next replay, I'm gonna next whistle, I'll replay that shot.
Okay. All right, if you're watching on the live stream, Chaz Maddie says on the next replay, on the next whistle, we'll replay that shot by Zephyrin and see exactly what happened. Here's Taylor in front of the MidAm bench. The Pioneers, Taylor. They work it back to the middle to Beltran. Vikings doing a pretty nice job defensively all night long. Now they'll send this one up the left side, try to keep this one onside. And they do. Over to Mzolo. Mzolo left side, he fires one across. And that one will go all the way across, right to left, and then out toward Morrill Street.
Out of bounds play.
Here's the out of bounds play that we had. And as you can see, when Zephyrin is there, the whole ball has to go out, and they ruled that it did not, or that it did. They blew the whistle. And then as you could see from the replay, the whole ball did not go across that line. So that's why they went back and replayed that. Thanks, Chad Jenkins, for that information, and Chaz Maddie for that replay. Vikings send it to their left. They're onside. Bring it back to the middle. Ferrero with it. Two defenders with him. And now it's knocked out. It'll be Viking possession. Good crowd here. Valley students mostly down below to our right. 36 minutes remaining in this semifinal game. Again, as I mentioned earlier in talking to the coaches, and nothing's guaranteed, but a pretty good chance that these two teams in Baker will all get into the national tournament. Now, where and when, or where they play and whom is a different story, but the strength of this conference, all likelihood they'll get all three in. In football, the Baker Wildcats are shoe-in. I'm sure Grandview is as well. Maybe William Penn. Let's see. Grandview and William Penn play this week. That's the televised game, so it'll be a big one. And then next year we had a couple more teams. Mount Mercy and Clark. So we'll make those nice long trips up to east and northeast Iowa. And those of us in Missouri Valley, we're about midway to some of those schools. "35 minutes to go. We played 10 of the second half. Coach Kevin Wardlow off that bench. Grandview scored in the 13th minute, and Baker's tied it in the 26th. So that game, again, about a half hour behind this one. But that one is tied at 1-1 in Baldwin City. Here come the Vikings. On the attack, trying to get to the right side. Good defense by Taylor. Now he'll just send it out right by the Viking bench. Vikings quickly get it back in. Sends this one out in front. Does Nervas. Goes all the way across. Vikings keep it in. Attempted header by Mzola. Not there. Vikings still keep it in. Now the ball going to be in possession of the Pioneers. As they work their left side, Taylor slides to keep that one in. Or rather, Zephyrin slides to keep that one in. So Grandview Baker tied at 1. And here it's 1-0 Valley. This one set out on the far side by the Vikings. 33 minutes remaining. Plenty of time. But you get down to that 15, 16-minute mark, then if you haven't scored, then it gets kind of interesting. But again, this Pioneer team, they say, what the heck, we'll score with 1 second left. If they have to. Here's the throw in. Headed away. Going to keep it in play on that far side. And the Vikings will let this one go out. Four teams that are left in the semifinals, all quality. Of course, Grandview was the number 5 seed, but they knocked off CMU. Here's Mzolo to the middle. Kicks it off to the left. Vikings trying to get it back to the middle. And good job by Riesco. As he was able to knock that one away. Riesco came out. Just knocked that one away as he dove for it. Here's the corner kick by the Vikings. And they missed the header. But Mzolo keeps it alive in the right corner. He sends it back. It hits one of the defenders. Still in the middle. Now knocked away again. Send this one to midfield. "31 minutes remaining. And once again, Riesco comes out of goal to take charge. Pioneers with possession. They work it to their left side. And they still will have possession in midfield. Wally Simic standing by his bench very nervously. Both these teams, quality coaches, quality programs. Pioneers passing it around near midfield. Send this one in, it's headed away. Now the Vikings on the move. Right in front of the Viking bench, Zephyrin handles it. Taken away from him, but the Pioneers get a ride back, and that's Herringer. Back to Riesco. And he sends it into the Viking end. Vikings won their opening game of tournament play 1-0 over Culver. They had a lot of shots, though, in that game. A lot of good chances they just didn't convert on. They have not had that many tonight. Good defense by the Pioneers. Again, as I mentioned, these teams just don't give that many goals. The Vikings have given up only 20. And with tonight's goal, the Pioneers just 22 goals given up all year long. Three to two is a couple of years ago. I think they did. I think we have a question there. Did Mid-American Nazarene score in the last few seconds a couple of years ago in the conference tournament? I believe they did. Right at the end of regulation, I believe. So these have always been good battles when these two get together. .27.5 minutes to go, 1-0. Possession going to go to the Pioneers. Vikings didn't like that, but send this one in, and it's headed, and that one hits the left side of the net on the left side. And that was Zephyrin. Ball sells will send it over to his left. So what Chad Jenkins is trying to tell me is that if there's any time left on the clock, the Pioneers have a chance to score because they've done it several times. This one goes out, and Zephyrin can't keep it in near the Viking bench. Nervas to Ferrero, and he loses the handle on it. Now it's knocked out by the Vikings. Nervas. We're down to 25.5 minutes. And this has been a very clean game. Good, hard-fought, clean game. Very few stoppages in play. It's only 8:30 Central Time. Pioneers trying to set something up. Taylor with possession, gives it back to Beltran. Now they'll send one in, headed away by the Vikings, but the Pioneers able to keep this in. Now the Viking send it back to midfield. Here comes Imzolo on that right side. He is a bundle of energy. Here he comes one-on-one. He's going to be onside, and that shot is blocked. He keeps it alive, however, does Imzolo. And now sends it back out. This one off the chest of one of the defenders. And he goes right to Montesino. The only goal really came relatively early in this one. Vikings had possession. Now they lose it. Possession to the Pioneers. It looks like Hunyak's going to come in, Tanner Hunyak. He gets an opportunity to do so. Machado have possession for the Pioneers. Vikings up 1-0. On Carlos Harris with the goal. And there's a pass intended for Ferraro, but goes by him. He loses possession. Herringer with it. He'll send it in. This will be onside. And coming out is Balcells and knocked that one away. Possession still to the Pioneers, however. And this is Machado. Now it's knocked away. Boy, that was a nice play by Balcells as Machado had an opportunity. Guess there is on YouTube a connection for the shot late sent the Pioneers by the Vikings. So these two teams have had some great battles. Coaches respect each other. Both coaches, again, with quality programs. 22.5 minutes remaining. And Harris comes back in. So Juan Carlos, he had the goal. He's back into the action. Again, he had both goals against the Pioneers in September, so. They'll send this one in. Oh, it's headed just over the top. Pretty good pass. But that one was headed over the top. As you can see on the replay, sent this one in. And just over the top. The header by Gispert. And again, the Pioneers can ill afford to give up another goal here. Everyone standing on the Pioneer bench. In front of the bench. All right, Pioneers have possession. 30 yards out on the right side. They'll send it in with the left foot, knocked away. And now the Vikings will mount a charge. Ferrero Sends it up the right side, and he onside is Gispert, or Nervos, I should say. Now it's knocked away. 20 minutes to go. Twenty minutes remaining. This one's in out in front. Here's the shot that goes wide to the left. Riesco has given up 13 goals. .950 average. 28 saves. We're down to the 19-minute mark. Vikings have it. Trying to get through a defender. Here's a shot. This one is high and over the top. The Vikings trying to keep the pressure on here as we are in the final 20 minutes of this one. And Valley with that 1-goal lead, they will take their time with this corner kick. Tiago will do that. Ferreira will have the corner kick. Sends it in. It's headed away. Vikings want to keep it in the Pioneer zone, and they will. Now it goes out. We understand midway through the fourth quarter, Missouri Valley trails Missouri Baptist 68-59. So that's being played at the Burns Center, also on campus tonight. And we were going to live stream and have that game for you, the video cast, but soccer taking precedence, conference tournament. So here comes the throw in from Zephyrin. They need a goal to tie. Out in front, and it's knocked away, still loose. Now Ferrero has it, and he'll send it off to the left side. We're down to 17 minutes to go. Here's a one-on-one. Now Vikings can't come up with it. I believe that was Nervos. And it goes out. Vikings will have it. Talking about women's basketball, going to take me a little time to get used to the new rule. They play in 4 10-minute quarters. So it's a little bit different this year on women's side. And the foul is different too. There'll be no 1-and-1 anymore in women's basketball. You get 5 fouls each quarter, and then the 6th foul you shoot 2. And at the end of each quarter, the fouls reset to 0, at least team fouls. So a couple of big changes. 16 and a half minutes left. I always like the 1-on-1. No 1-on-1 in women's basketball anymore. Shoot 2 every time.
Why?
Take the pressure off, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why. Good, but that's the changes they made and all the way up and down the level of college basketball on the women's side. Men still playing 2 20-minute halves. All right, back to soccer. 16 minutes to go. Now the Pioneers look at that scoreboard. No, they need a goal. Clark Campbell check back in. Clark out of Olathe. also checking in will be Philippe Abreu. Clark has been in the contest. Abreu has not, I don't believe. Vikings, here's a shot that goes wide right. Allie thinking, boy, we just need one more somewhere along the line. That was Ferraro took that shot. 15 minutes to go. Here come the Pioneers. They're trying to press the issue now. Cabello had it momentarily, lost it. Now the Vikings try to bring it up to Ferraro, but it's headed away by Taylor. Gets it up to Abreu. Back to Taylor. And with 14:25 to go, the Pioneers trying to mount another attack. Ball goes out. It'll be Viking possession. Well, we have just a moment to tell you the Missouri Valley College men's lacrosse team has been picked to win a third straight Great Rivers Lacrosse Conference Division II championship. Release of the new poll. Valley ranked number 1 there. Missouri Baptist 2, Lindenwood Belleville 3, then Washington, Missouri State, St. Louis, Robert Morris, St. Ambrose, Creighton, DePaul, Missouri S&T, and Bradley. So we'll see if Kevin Tataro's team can live up to that. They've won that conference the last 2 years. And we will, of course, have some of their matches in the spring on mobile.edu. Under 13 minutes to go. Riesco. Off to Taylor. Now they give it off to Abreu. Abreu to Bankston. Henrik Bankston. Just have not had many stoppages in play tonight. This match has just moved right along. Again, as I mentioned before, good clean match, good hard-fought match. And here's Vikings Fierro trying to send it in, trying to get that one off to Nervas. And it goes out. 11:53 and counting. And ready to come in for the Pioneers will be Cameron Wallace coming back in. Corner kick for Valley. Ferrero does that, sends it in. It's headed to the right. And will be grabbed by Riesco. Whistle stops play with 11:19 to go. And it looks like Zephyrin going to come out. And Wallace is in to replace him. Abreu sends it right between the legs, one of the Vikings. Now trying to get it back. The Vikings now will send it to midfield. Battle for possession there. Brings it all the way down, but Ball Sells is out toward the top of the 18-yard box to grab that one. 10.5 to go. And he'll send this one into the Pioneer end. Battle for possession down below us. Good battle going on there. And that is Russell. Russell sends it in. Oh, a good play by Riesco. Now a shot that goes in. Riesco made one stop, and then the shot went in. Now they're arguing about whether, let's see what happens here. There's a goal. It's 2-0. Let's take a look at the replay if we can. Taylor made a very nice save. And now Riesco is still down in front of the goal. All right, let's take a look at this. As the Vikings bring it across, that's Luke Russell. Then he'll send it in. Coming out, Riesco, and he is down. And while he is down, they send it into the net. Well, he is still down, Riesco, and it's 2-0. We'll go check and see exactly who that goal was, who got that goal. Okay, it was Bascalo, Slaven Bascalo, and that makes it 2-0. They're still working on Riesco. Bascalo, that, let's see, for him, that is his, looks like 7th goal of the year. So 2-0. Is the score, and they're still working on Juan Pablo Riesco. Well, he came out, and he stopped the first shot, and then he went down. And as he did, Slaven Bascalo put it in with the left foot. We'll still, of course, hope the young man's going to be all right. He's still down. And now he's on his feet, and that's a good sign. I think Riesco is going to stay in there. He's limping around, going to try to run it off. 9:58. That was a huge goal for Valley there. If he cannot go. Trevor Gibson would be in goal. And I think Riesco is going to stay in there. He is. It's a pretty good collision in front. And then while he was down, Mascalo put it really in the empty net. And you can see again on the replay, Russell with the shot from the right side. And as he came out, there was a collision. He went down. And when he went down, then Mascalo able to get the shot. So it is 2-0. 9:58 to go. And Riesco wants to stay in there. Trevor Gibson, if he would have to come in, has played just in one game. Played 16 minutes, just about 17 minutes. Well, the Vikings now have, at least for now, a comfortable 2-goal lead. And time is running out on the Pioneers, but if they can get a goal quickly, you never know. And now Kaiser's is down, and one of the Vikings is down. They collided. Kaiser's and Mascalo both went down. Kaiser's is back up. And Mascalo's back up as well. You can see they collided, and now Riesco's back down again. So he's probably going to have to come out. Yeah. He was hitting the head. That's what it looked like on our replay. So he's going to come out, and that'll bring Trevor Gibson in. Trevor out of Texas, 6'2" freshman. But again, has not seen that much playing time. Has appeared in one game, 16 minutes and 53 seconds. So he'll have to be in. And boy, we hope Riesco's okay. He tried to stay in and couldn't do it, and he's holding his head right now. Holding his face. He might have got hit in the nose. I don't know. But the trainers are going to help him out. So let's hope Juan Pablo will be all right. Yeah, he's holding his jaw or nose. He took a pretty good shot. All right, so into goal then is Trevor Gibson. This one comes back to Balcells. Pretty physical down in front of that goal sometimes. You get a lot of bodies there and everybody flying around. Looks like he's holding the left side of his cheek, left cheek or jaw area, the cheek or jaw area on the left side of his face. 9 minutes to go. And here comes Ferrero. He's got a shot. A good save by Gibson. Trevor Gibson hadn't been in this match for 30 seconds, and he had to make a nice one-on-one save against Ferrero. And he did it. Well, that'll get rid of the butterflies. 8:35 to go. Well, another goal would really put it away for Valley. Going to be possession of the Pioneers, but they're down 2-0. But again, as I mentioned, and I really do think, talking to coaches, that if the Pioneers cannot come back in this match, they still have a great chance to be in the national tournament. Probably will be, but you never know. But the odds are they would still be in. Baker In all likelihood, in Valley Inn. They send this one back to Gibson. We're down to 7:46. Pioneers looking just kind of reminiscent of the first match when they scored a late goal, but they need to get that first one before they can think about tying this match up. Here come the Vikings again, and again they put it in on Gibson, and the young man is there for a good save. So he was ready to go when he was called on. Coming up on 7 minutes left. They send it back to Gibson. Sends it up the right side. Wildcats have to, or excuse me, the Pioneers have to hustle now. Don't have an update yet on that Wildcat Viking game being played in Baldwin City. Last check, it was 1-1. Here come the Pioneers off to their left side. This is Abreu. Nice move with the left foot. Sends it out in front. And that one, oh man, they had a shot at that one and sent it high and wide left. That was a very nice pass by Abreu out in front, and they could not connect. Abreu made a really nice pass, and they just could not connect on that one. You won't get a better pass than that. 6:11 to go. This one sent out over to on the far side. 5:50. Vikings now play some defense, play some keep away if they can. Taylor to throw it in. Sends it down the left side. Russell has it. And he again sends it out. With a 2-goal lead, the Vikings just want time off that clock. Here's a throw in from Campbell. It's in front. Ooh, that ball was in front, but nobody for the Pioneers could get to it. That thing was just lying there for a little while. Here comes Campbell trying to get to it. The ball cell slides out of goal to come up with that one. We're under 5 minutes left now. Sends this one into the Pioneer end. Looks like coming in for the Vikings, Juan Carlos Harris ready to come back in. Juan Carlos to this point has all 3 goals this season against Mid-America Nazarene. Down to 4 minutes. So it looks kind of tough now for the Pioneers. The Vikings will take their time. And again, as I said, a real good chance they'll still make the national tournament, and they should. Here come the Vikings, and another good save by Gibson. I'll tell you what. That's 3 quality saves by Gibson in just the few minutes he's been in there. He came out, cut the angle, and made a great save. Baker and Grandview still tied. 33 minutes left. Mzolo comes in, also in for the Vikings, Harris, with 3:20 to go. If Grandview would win that and the Vikings hold on to win here, it would be Viking versus Viking, but the game would be right here Friday night. If Baker wins it, then the Vikings would go there if they hold on here against the Pioneers. .309. Clock is stopped. And someone got a yellow card. I didn't see who. All right, Viking possession. They'll send it in. Here's a header. Gibson comes out, and once again, it is possession to Pioneers. Good job by Gibson again. Under 3 minutes left, however. Pioneers need a couple of goals in a hurry. Again, the Vikings just like to play a little keep away here. And there is a foul. That one's going to be on Cabello. No, nope. Not they're going to call him for the trip. Didn't. Not the case. Ball comes back to the Pioneers. Harris and Taylor battle. Two minutes to go, however, so the Pioneers running out of time. And one of the Vikings down. That's Bonet, I believe. Raul. They've taken a shot to the back of the head there. Only 1:40 to go. That was Bonet. Well, Russell had the only goal in the first round win, and to this point, it's Harris with the only goal in this semifinal. Send this one in front of the Viking goal. The Vikings want to get it out of there. Still don't. It's still loose, and now they finally do. Getting that extra goal. So much right down. They send this one in, but it goes right to Balcells, and he just falls on it. With 1:18 to go, he'll send it out to Nervas. So it appears now the Vikings are going to play for the championship either here in Baldwin City. Here come the Vikes. Again, Gibson makes the save. I tell you, that young man has come in and done a heck of a job. 1 minute left. And they'll send this one up the left side. Knocked away again. Bonet with it. And now we're down to 45 seconds remaining. Bonet fighting for possession. Bonet has it, and he is onside against Taylor. Here's the shot. That's a goal. Raul Bonet, and that makes it 3-0. As Bonet gets his first goal of the night. I said it was 1-0. Harris had the goal, and also for the Vikings, Bascalo. So the Vikes up 3-0 now. As on for Bonet, that is his team-leading 14th goal. Harris had tied him at 13 earlier, and the goal by Bascalo gave him 7. And now that's 14 for the Conference Offensive Player of the Year. So the Vikings are going to move on to the championship game of the conference tournament, either here or Baldwin City, depending on what happens there in the final 30 minutes. If it's here, we'll have the video for you against Grandview. And if it's in Baldwin City, I'm sure the Baldwin City folks will have that for you, and we'll have basketball on Stretch, the audio basketball Friday nights. We'll let you know. Well, the Vikings are going to win this one a shutout, so they have not given up a goal in conference play and conference tournament play. And the final here is 3-0. The first goal by Juan Carlos Harris, the second goal by Slaven Mascalo, and then just moments ago, Raul Bonet got his 14th goal of the season. Good match and super season for the Pioneers. And again, there's a pretty good chance the Pioneers will still be in the national tournament when that announcement is made next week. But for the Vikings, this really assures them a national tournament appearance. It may even assure them a home match in the first round. We'll just have to wait and see, but it does assure them playing in the conference title game either here Friday night or in Baldwin City. Thanks to all of you to watching, to Chaz Maddie and the students who worked the live stream tonight. And once again, thanks a lot to Chad Jenkins, the SID at Mid-American Nazarene, for keeping us informed on what was happening all night long. Chad, we'll see you on Saturday for football. We'll have that on Stretch Internet starting our pregame show at 1 o'clock, and that'll do it for soccer tonight. Valley wins it 3-0. They're in the championship game on Friday night. So long from Greg Mitchell Field.